Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. We want to start off by giving our praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, rule well and taught us this truth. And peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect men, pushing this truth and faith and sincerity so we can get up out of here. All right, this is the brother Yitazakah.
It's your brother Kabar.
It's your brother Karath.
Brother Shamar.
Brother Tamayim.
Yeah, we just coming to, we're gonna do a lesson today entitled Expect the Worst and Prepare for the Worst, you know. So, yeah, whatever. Let me bring this out real quick. I just wanna keep this real quick. It's Job chapter 13, verse 15. It says, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own ways before him. He also shall be my salvation, for a hypocrite shall not come before him. You know, and that's a key scripture after that. You see, it said a hypocrite shall not come before him. What's a hypocrite mean? That's an actor. Mm-hmm. So you posing like you a man of the Lord. You know, you posing like you was down for the cause, but really you wasn't. You know, which a man of the Lord, he realizes that even unto death, you have to be down for Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know, that's the reality of this, you know.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, but I want to bring it up. You had one tomorrow.
Yeah, I wanted to get Revelation 12.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. You know, and that's exactly where we at right now in prophecy, man. The devil's going to come down with great wrath, man. Scripture tell you that a great multitude is kindled over you, and that's talking about these troops, these UN troops, you know, these different military sects. You know, they're going to come down on us with great wrath. Why? Because Esau's kingdom is up out of here, man. You know, so right after this little tribulation, you know, which was just a light yoke and a light burden, you know what I mean, for everlasting joy. This is some light work, but this is what we have to get through, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man, the devil's going to come down with great wrath, man, so prepare for the, what is it? Prepare for the worst?
Oh yeah. Expect the worst and prepare for the worst.
Expect the worst, prepare for the worst. Yeah, you want to meditate terror upon the situation that you may be in. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in different situations, man, because, hey, this prophecy is going to take place. You know what I'm saying? We at that time, right now, you know what I'm saying? Many people are about to die for this truth. All right, many of us are about to die for this truth. Okay? And this is the bitter part of the little book. All right, but it has to come to pass. You know?
I got a quick one, brothers. This is 2nd Ezra's 16 and 70.
You read it too.
It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So that's kind of like, not even kind of, I mean, we're headed for that. You know, right now it's just, you know, they got everybody shut in, you know, in their homes. But, you know, eventually they're going to push the issue, man, and they're going to implement martial law. And when they implement the martial law, that's when they're going to be sending those troops, you know, in to spoil people's homes, you know, and they're going to be, you know, sparing none, man. They're going to be killing people. They're going to have orders to just kill, you know, put people to death. Some people get put to death on their front lawn. Some people get carted off and put to death in a concentration camp, you know, depending on how the Most High has your lot set up. So, you know, this just goes with the overall theme of just preparing for the worst, man. Because, you know, it's not all peach out here. You know, it's not how the Most High gets down.
Yeah, you gonna 75 up?
Come.
You jump down or just read
Yeah, read down to 75.
This is This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 72. It says, for there shall be waste, for they shall waste and take away their good and cast them out of their houses. So they're going to be taking away your stockpiles, the stuff that you store up and you have, set aside for you to use later because you're trying to make sure you can eat later and all of that. They'll be taking all of that stuff away.
Your car, your house, your clothes.
Your precious jewelry, the stuff that you put so much love into. And it says, and cast them out of their houses, so you get thrown out of your home. Verse 73, it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen. So at this time, the Most High is it's going to be well known who the Most High is, he's supping with. It'll be known, and it says, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Because the scripture says he'll bring the third part through the fire, man. Mm-hmm. He's going to be, he's basically going to bring those afflictions upon you so that you can be, you can come out as fine gold on the other end. The Most High, he's going to bring all kinds of, troubles on you so that you can be acceptable. And it's going to be like an acceptable sacrifice to the Most High. And in verse 74, it says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." And the Most High will deliver you from trouble, but first you got to be put into some type of situation that's like, it might be a horrific situation that you put in, and then the Most High delivers you from that. But ultimately, even this is still deliverance if the Most High, if you're led to die for this thing of ours, and then the Most High, you come back and you're the first, you're resurrected, man. You die in this truth, you be resurrected, and then you be on the chariots, man. Verse 75 says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide." And that's right, man. The Most High is your guide, man. He's the guide of those that fear Him, and those that keep His commandments.
Mm-hmm. I got a precept. This is Sirach 2:12. Woe be to the faithful. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended. And just going into what the brother was saying, although we know that Esau is not going to play fair. He's not going to play fair. The Lord's going to allow him to put us into very difficult situations. All right, that's going to come upon very soon. Those horns are going to come out. We understood this before we came into the truth. All right, those who take this very seriously. All right, but also the Lord said that He would. But woe to those who have that faint heart when it actually comes, because you didn't truly root yourself into these words, man. You didn't internalize these words. You didn't actually contemplate the fact that the Lord could deliver me in this time of trouble. You said the words, but you didn't really truly believe it.
Beautiful. Because we know Isaiah 6:33 and 6. It talks about that knowledge and wisdom. Because knowledge, you can know particular precepts, but really having that wisdom,
that's right.
That's that stability, man. You can't just have one or the other, man.
That's right.
You got some more on that out?
Yeah. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? For all you fallouts, all right, for all you ones that once had this thing, all right, you are likened unto the unfaithful, man. All right, you committed whoredom with this world, man, and therefore you will take part with whatever destruction comes to this world. That's what the end comes for you. But for the rest of us who are still in this fight, all right, we have taken hold into these words, man. Lord willing, we all make it. That's the goal.
That's right.
It's like, Brother Scott.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 16. It says, "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in the Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words." So you'll be comforting one another with these words, man. If it is your lot to be put to death, well, guess what? As soon as you transcend, because there ain't no such thing as death, you're going to be on a chariot, man. You know, you're gonna rise first, man. So ain't nothing to really be shooken up about. You know what I'm saying? If you got faith in this word, if you believe in this word in its entirety, in its purest form, then ultimately you're gonna be on a chariot. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no such thing as death. You know what I'm saying? It's just a transition, man. Your flesh you have to go into a new body. You know what I'm saying? We can't take these into the kingdom of heaven
It's
anyway.
filthy.
You know what I'm saying? We can't take these in the kingdom of heaven.
That's
We
right.
gotta get a new body and a new suit, man. So you're gonna have to translate over somehow, some way. Either way. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather be out of this suit anyways. This joint whack.
And it's all of it is a part. So like it's all of a part of counting the cost. All right. So I'm gonna bring this out. Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doeth not or doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Break down.
Because, you know, if you're a general, if you're a leader and you're about to go to war, you have to count the cost. Do I have as many troops? Am I prepared for this battle? I need to go do this with this marriage so I can get this army together so I can go fight this battle. And it's the same thing in this truth. You got to prepare yourself. You got to count the cost. You got to see if you was prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scripture tell you examine yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately. And it tells you that. It says that you be able to finish it. It says, less happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. So, you know, if you put your hand to the plow and you can't finish, man, you basically just a sucker, man. Forever. For everlasting shame, man. Don't nobody want that, man. You know what I'm saying? You rather just gird up your loins and hold it down, really. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You didn't count the cost, man. You didn't know what you was involved in.
That's right.
You know, all of us have to know exactly what we're involved in, because you know this truth is deadly serious, and we see just how serious it is now.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this living book is actually manifesting itself in our reality.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the path we about to go. You know.
It's right now, man. The words are coming off these. It's coming literally off the pages, man.
Yep.
Off the pages, and people are starting to see it. And yet they still, even if they see a semblance of it, they still don't grasp what's truly going on. Oh, you know, in a couple months, you know, we're going to get back to, you know, some semblance of, you know, normalcy. What the hell is normalcy in a world where you got trannies walking around? Okay, this place got to go, man. It's like it.
Yeah, definitely do. I had another
Go ahead.
This is a quick one. This is in the Sirach 4:28. It says, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee." Just like the brother's bringing out, man. When you have this understanding, you have the knowledge and wisdom, then you got life already, man. There's no such thing as death if you got this understanding. If you're a man of the Lord, we understand, like the Maccabean brothers, we understand the concept of life. We understand how resurrection, we know how this thing works. So ain't nothing to fear, man. You know, but Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord Yahweh shall fight for thee." You know, he's only going to fight with particular people, man. We're out of 2 Ezra 16th chapter, that great insurrection that's going to be against men who fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Only men of the Lord, all right, men who fear the Lord, all right, matters in this whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't part of that number, then ultimately, hey, man, then you dead already. You know?
Man's going to the Lord. And
Yep.
you think about it, like, who can deliver it out of my hand? You know what I'm saying? If the Lord gonna kill your ass, ain't shit you can do about it anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like, it is what it is.
That's right. Yep. I was going to get Isaiah 59, but what you got?
Oh yeah, before you get there, this Psalms chapter 116 and verse 15. It says, "Precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai is the death of his saints." You know, so that ain't no light thing to Yahweh Hashem Shai. You know, the Lord finds that precious, man, the death of his saints. You know, that's precious in his sight. You know, so You know, that's really a beautiful, honorable thing. You know, to go out for Yahweh and Yahweh Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai, he went out for us. You know, Yahweh, man, hey, he set us as a nation unto himself. You know, he went out on the land for us. So, you know, this is really a beautiful, honorable thing to do. You know, it's die for the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. You know.
I love that precept right there.
Yeah.
Because what he says, precious in the sight is the death of his saints. The Lord is looking at you like, that's my son right there. You know what I'm saying? He fought for me. That's my son right there. Get him a crown. Get him a crown. He's of the elect. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord loves that, man.
God. Hit up a couple more. This Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. No, you guys mind?
Yeah, through much tribulation. Meaning what, you're going to catch a whole lot of hell. You know what I'm saying? So you ought to just get used to it, man. Arm yourself with the sufferings of the Mashiach, man. All right, the Lord suffered. All right, the servant's no greater than his master. All right? So if they have persecuted him, what do you think they're going to do to us? You know what I'm saying? You know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? They shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. You shall be aided of all nations for my name's sake. But this is all for righteousness' sake. So you're supposed to be rejoicing and be exceeding glad, because so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So it's actually a beautiful thing to go out this way. It's actually a very high honor. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be in the kingdom forever, man.
Revelation 3rd chapter. I got one more slide. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years.
Yeah. That's talking about the guillotine. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, when you come into these times, you really got to understand the Lord is watching you. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is just there with you the whole time, too. You know what I'm saying? But judgment is going to be given unto them of the souls that were beheaded, man, for the witness of the Mashiach, man. And that's what it means to be a witness. It means to be a martyr, to die for this truth, man. You know, that's what a witness is. You know what I'm saying? But we already got the victory. It tells you what's going to happen already. You know what I'm saying? So if that be your lot, you know what I'm saying, you embrace that. Because you're going to be living and reigning with the Mashiach, man, 1,000 years, man. You know? So that's how you get the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing for free out here, man.
That's right.
You know, ain't nothing for free. Not in this world, not in this life. It's something for something, man. You know?
You got
This is 1 Peter 4 and 12. It says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial.
Hold on, read 1 first, and then jump to it.
Okay. This is 1 Peter 4 and 1. For so much then as Yahweh Shai Mashiach hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin.
So that's what it's all about, man. You know, it says, as much as Mashiach Yahweh Shai suffered in the flesh, arm yourself likewise. You know, and how much did our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach suffer in the flesh? Well, he could say he was marred more than any man. You know, so you got to be prepared for the worst, man. You know, that's what it is. You know, but it says he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin. You know, so pretty much you had the victory over death, like our Lord Yahweh Shai, because the wages of sin is death. You know, so you defeated death. You know, why? Because you suffered in the flesh. You know, that's the other alternative. You know, to pretty much have a pardon from sin. You know, is dying for righteousness. You know.
Verse 2, it says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of Yahweh.
Yeah. You got it.
It says, Beloved, this is 1 Peter 4 and 12. It says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. But rejoice in so much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. So, because when you suffer and you die, on this side, ultimately, like brothers was touching on, like you're gonna be reigning with Lord Yahweh Shai, man, 1,000 years. You die, you give up the ghost. It talks about in the second Esdras how he'll be handing out crowns, man. You basically, that's a high honor, man, to die, for this, for righteousness, because ultimately, once you give up the ghost on this side, you get exceeding joy, man, because the glory that's going to be revealed is going to be something that you can't even, your heart can't even really receive it.
Yeah, can't fathom it.
But first, you got to go through that straight gate, and you got to go through, the entrances into heaven. The entrances into heaven are sorrow, suffering, pain, things like that. Those are the entrance. Those are the doors into heaven. So yeah, you gotta, don't think of the strange thing that you have to suffer and die, or you have to go through a position of difficulty.
Yeah, I was thinking, scripture tells you that the most of a man's life is 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Whether he's in this truth or out of this truth, he's still gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So this is like oxygen. Life and death is just something that's natural. You know what I'm saying? But in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? We hype it up because we living in the flesh, and don't nobody really want to taste that cup. But at the end of the day, this is a very natural thing. You know what I'm saying? The scripture tells you it's a time for everything under the sun. You know what I'm saying? And whether being in this truth and dying is better than being in the world dying and being wicked. You know what I'm saying? Dying for righteousness is actually a high honor.
Actually, you said it yesterday. We already did.
Yeah.
I mean, when we walked into this truth, we pretty much dead to this world.
Yeah, I gotta get this
Had to
first
die,
up.
'cause,
I know you got this for so I know you got too smart. Hold on. I gotta get this first. Let me get. Somebody get Philippians 2 and Philippians
2 and 12.
Which one?
I think I know what you're talking about.
See,
Okay, you want something?
life is hid in Mashiach. Say life is hid in Christ. It might be Philippians 3. Yes, a lot. Gotta get in the back of what Shamar said. Go ahead, Shamar. Salah.
This is Sirach 3 and 15. In the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away, as the ice in the fair warm weather. So, like the brother was saying, we gotta count the cost or whatever. Although we're gonna go through these afflictions, still the Lord said that He will protect us. All right. So you can bring that out.
What precept it was?
This Sirach 15 and 3 and 15.
You read it one more time, Salah.
This is Sirach 3 and 15. In the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the fair warm weather.
I just want to hear one more time, Salah.
It's that fiery trial being refined.
And yet it's still though, even though because like that, and that is another cut on these Christians that believe that you can that they're going to somehow escape this by going through the what they call that
The
rapture.
Caught up in the rapture of love. Need a background. No, that's not how it's happening out here, Bucko.
While everybody else suffers for 7 years. Where the hell did you get that?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That is not. Here, welcome to another edition. That is not scriptural.
I can feel it in the air.
I'm gonna jump down to 18 real quick. And I'm gonna let your brothers get that. This is it's Sirach 3 and 18. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. All right, the lowly, the ones you never thought would ever get this. You Christians, all you pastors, you high level, you deacons and all that. It's not revealed to you. All right, you went to the seminary school to learn from Esau, man. We learned, we studied at the feet of the Lord and the prophets that came before us. All right, the ones that that were lowly in this world, just as we are. That's why we identify with them.
That's why scriptures say, blessed are the meek and the lowly.
That's right.
And the poor in spirit.
Matthew
Because-
5:11.
Yeah, kind. Because theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You know, because you know what the difference is between those who are prospering and supposed to be people of the Lord in this world and the true servants of the Lord. Their prosperity is going to be in the day of trouble. Your prosperity was a suit, a tie, and a car, and some money, and some ties. You know, our prosperity, Lord willing, with those men is conquering through the time of trouble. You know, I know Kabar got two of them. Oh, you got some?
Just the last one right here. This is verse 20. For the power of the Lord is great, and He is honored of the lowly. So yeah, like just finish off what the brother said. It's of the lowly, man. But ultimately, that lowly, they're going to understand and count the cost and understand what Esau and those horns are coming out to reveal, which we already knew they exist. We know those horns exist. It's just that we haven't yet seen them yet. But now that they're actually coming out, people are starting to consider, and even still, they're not going to consider. So it's like, good.
Can you get that in Colossians?
It's in Colossians.
Yeah.
Oh, Salat, yeah, right.
This is Colossians 3 and verse 3. It says, "For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in the Most High."
So like Tamaya was saying, pretty much, yeah, we are dead. You know, our life is hid with Hamashiach. Why? Because Hamashiach, Yahushua, he represents life. John 6 and 63, it's the spirit that quickened him. You know, that word quicken him means to make alive. You know, so you're only and Yahushua is the word. You know, so that word, which is Yahushua, he represents life. Without him, you don't have life. You know why? Because where it say, he that believeth on me shall have everlasting life. I think that's St. John, the 5th chapter. You know, life where you just living, like Tamar was alluding to, about 100 years. That's death.
And even then, that's spiritual, because you're still measuring the time and you counting the cost at the same time. You measuring the time, looking at the time that we're in, and yet still counting the cost before you even get into this ministry. All right, and understanding, you know what I'm saying, what he was breaking down, Tamaya was breaking down. You know what I'm saying, like, do I have enough of a military to finish this battle?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
No, you good, Kabar. I know you got another
Let me
one.
just give verse 4. It says, because to land back what you just said, verse 4 says, "When Hamashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then
Who
shall ye
is it?
also appear with him in glory."
Exactly. Because so you don't have life unless it comes through Yahushua. You don't have life. He is life. You know why? Because Yahushua's kingdom is going to be forever. Daniel the 2nd chapter. You know, a kingdom that's going to be set up that's forever, that's everlasting, that's immortal. That's true life. You know, and Yahushua, he's already been given the promise of eternal life. You know, so when he appears and he brings down this kingdom, and his kingdom is set up there, immortality and life is going to be perpetual. You know, and like Karaf was alluding to at camp yesterday, Yahushua pretty much brought forth the new covenant. The new covenant not in effect yet because Yahushua kingdom has not been set up. You know, when Yahushua kingdom is set up, then we're going to have the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts, which is going to bring forth life. You know, anything outside of the law, statutes, commandments is death. For the wages of sin are death. You know. Yeah, I know you had something else, Kabar.
I have a couple, but you got some?
Yeah, me.
I got the Isaiah 59.
Go ahead.
This is in Isaiah 59, and I'm going to just read like 15 through 19. Isaiah 59:15, it says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey." It says, "In the Lord Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." Just like we're bringing up, man. Just like we brought out earlier. It's like Exodus 16, that great insurrection of men who fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? If you depart from evil, then you're going to be prey out here, man. Just continue, verse 16, it says, "And he saw it, that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him." So my Yahushua says, "In his righteousness it sustained him." Just keep reading down. You can jump in for a moment. 17. It says, "For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing." All right, you already know Isaiah 63. It says, "It was clad with zeal as a cloak." It says, "According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands, he will repay you recompense.
Okay.
Just to get to point 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
And if you notice, California was the first state put on lockdown. That's the west. That's further western, the furthest in the western hemisphere. You know, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west. You know, and then California, that's where all the drama pop off at. Wildfires, earthquakes. You know,
as they say, as California goes, so goes the rest of the nation.
yep.
Because you know what I'm saying, all of everything as far as abortion started in California. All that, you know what I'm saying, all the gun manufacturers are all starting in California. That's where all the food comes from. All right, California is 7% of the American economy. No, sorry, the world economy. Sorry.
That's powerful.
And with the whole, COVID-19, California, New York, and I think it's Washington. That's the three states that has like the highest, like they on lockdown.
That's
They're
right.
just like they're going through it. Alabama's on the rise. Was not Alabama, but Louisiana's on the rise. But hey man, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We prepare ourselves for the worst. You know what I'm saying? This is light affliction, man. It says, so they shall fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. Yahweh.
Yeah. The Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. You know, so the Most High, ultimately, it's not your lot to be put to death, and the Most High will grant his men spiritual power, man. Be it spiritual power or whatever, man. An angel fighting for you or whatever, man. Most High hold you down.
That was on that.
I got a quick one.
Sure.
This is Zechariah 13:9. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Most High is trying to purify his people, man. Most High is not going to take anything less than a pure sacrifice, man. If he's accepting you unto himself, man, he's going to make sure that you're an acceptable sacrifice to him. He's not accepting anything dross out here.
I think it's in Deuteronomy 17 or Deuteronomy 19. You can't bring a blemished or spotted sacrifice unto the Lord. That's in the law. You can't do that.
If I could say this, when you go to the jewelry store, right? You got the means and the money. You go to the jewelry store. You're gonna go collect, the more rare pieces, and then if you see something that's dross amongst the things that you bought, you would have been greatly offended. You would call that store back and be like, "Yo, what the hell's going on?" Think about it and the Lord is even much so. He don't want no fake ass. They're gonna turn your neck green.
Right, that fugazi. You are fugazi. You're not the real one.
Flexing out.
Put that diamond to the stone. You got some more on that girl?
Con. It says he'll bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So the Most High is going to be testing you, to see if you're going to maintain your way before the Lord. And it says, and they shall call on my name.
Oh, Salah. You just made me think. Remember it said, maintain my ways before him, and then that next precept said, because a hypocrite shall not stand before him. They're fake.
Yeah.
They're fake. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's right.
You made me just think about that.
This is, they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. And that's right, because the reason that he will say that they're his people is because you've been tried and proven. And so the Most High is accepting you. And he's saying he's claiming you as his people.
Cool, you ready?
Romans chapter 8, verse 16.
Ooh.
Fire,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta get some
Fire.
more on there. For that
You
shit.
already know, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
It says, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children and heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. So all of creation is waiting for us to go through the straight gate, you know? And then it even tells you that the sufferings of this present time is not going to be worthy to be compared with the reward on the other side, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to be joint heirs with the Mashiach, like after a little fake death, you know what I'm saying? A little tribulation for a short period.
Light affliction.
Yeah, they're going to have eternal glory.
It said exceeding eternal glory. Like this is above and beyond what you can imagine. Like exceeding, that's like over the above set measure. You know what I'm saying? Exceeding. You know. You know, and Jake, they don't need much. Jake, we don't need much, man. You give Jake a blunt, a big booty female. You know what I'm saying? A little simple car in the house, some little pop smoke you listen to.
Man, yo,
Jake,
you don't
Jake
even,
up in there.
Jake don't even need a house, man. You get him a tent with a big booty chick.
Word.
You know what I'm
God,
saying?
bro.
And maybe a pack of Newports, man.
God, bro.
Jake don't give a fuck.
God, bro. Yeah, I know plenty of Jakes. They be popping females in the whip. They like, shit, I'm straight. I'll pop her right here in the whip. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, yeah, Jake, you know, Jake, his measures are already set high on low. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like something, man, way above what Jake looking for. You know what I'm saying?
I jump down. I want to
Where you
jump down
gonna
to verse 33.
Con.
Yeah. Romans 8 and 33 says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth?
That's how Esau is. Because Esau, he'll be like, oh, I thought you were a man of the Lord. I thought you, where's your power at? Where's your power? No, it's the Most High who justified. You know? Look, what Yahweh shot. That's why you got to have these words laid up in your mind. So you can be like, oh, Yahweh shot, he went through this too. He had Roman centurions, damn, slapping him with a whip, pierce him. You know, wicked niggas spitting on him. You know, that's when you got the word got to kick in. Like, oh, all my forefathers before me went through this, including my Lord.
He said, man should not but live by bread alone, man.
For by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Yep.
That's right.
And Yahweh Shah said, and that was allegorical. You know what I'm saying?
And how did those words come? Came by the prophets
Mm.
before us.
Yep.
Right?
And just to laying back on what you were saying, the scripture also says that let us try with spitefully with torture.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, bro.
That's how these sickos get down. Because,
bro.
You know, they did that to Lord Yahweh. They said, if he claimed to be who he say he is,
Right.
let us try him with despitefulness and torture.
Right, bro.
And let's see if he is who he say he is.
And you notice they was mocking him. They was saying, "Oh, all hail the King of the Jews."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, I thought you was a king.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you was the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Like they were there mocking. You know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we know how everything gonna end out for them though.
Oh, yeah.
Not too well.
Revelation's the first chapter.
Back over here though, it says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is a Mashiach that died. Yea.
It's a Mashiach that died. You see?
Yeah. Yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of the Mashiach?
Hey, ain't nobody separating us from the love of Mashiach. Damn sure not no fucking ham sandwich, a bologna sandwich that you can give us. You know what I'm saying? A little extra privileges in a concentration camp. You know, or a couple extra days in this hellhole. That's not gonna separate me from the love of Mashiach. You know, Lord willing, of course. You know what I'm saying? But you know that's the type of mindset you gotta have.
You
Like,
gotta have that mindset.
like what the hell is here?
Yeah.
Like what do I want to be here to stay here for? You know what I'm saying?
Shall tribulation.
Shall tribulation, you know. What it said, confirming the souls of disciples that through much tribulation they must enter into the kingdom of heaven. So that shouldn't separate you.
Or distress.
Or the stress, a little distress. Well, Jake began to stress on her day and day by his damn woman. She be damn stressing him out. You know what I'm saying? She stressing you out. You can't even leave the damn house without without her thinking you getting some box. You know? You ain't even get some box. That's the stress. You know? That ain't separating you.
True. Or persecution.
Or persecution. Should persecution. And we get persecuted on the daily. You know? We get persecuted on the daily for doing this work. You know? That don't separate us.
Or famine.
Or famine. Which we on the verge of famine right now. We might go in the grocery store, might not be up in there. I don't know. Y'all, any of y'all brothers know how to grow something? Because I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on the verge of it. Yo, you do?
Yeah, Lord willing, you know, with
God.
spiritual power.
God, bro. God. Lord willing. I'm talking about right now. Like, go put a seed in the ground and grow it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but still though, you know, but that's that, like you were saying, that spiritual power, that faith in that, you know, that's the love of Mashiach, you know.
Yeah, greater works than ye shall ye do.
Kind, brother.
It says, or famine.
Oh, and Salaki and Yahweh Shai, he turned 2 loaves and how many fishes?
I think
5 fishes to like, yeah, like 500,
5,000.
5,000, yeah, kind. So,
Like 5,000 was fed.
so yeah, and guess what? Thy people should be willing in the day of thy power. So that's coming.
Oh yeah. It says, or nakedness.
Or nakedness ain't nothing but shame. You know, being called in shame. Like people think Adam and Eve, they was actually naked, but they just represent shame. You know,
Or peril.
or peril, which you said we coming into this. No, in the last days, perilous times shall come. You know, with a little danger. You know, you already know how Jake is anyway. Jake be swearing he the big bad wolf. You know what I'm saying? He come through the hood or something like, man, I ain't letting these niggas shake me up. I got the strap on me. I'm riding through this bitch with the window down. You know what I'm saying? So
Super Bar was saying that anybody that's saying, "Oh, the big tough guy," really isn't.
oh, of course, yeah, the loudest is the
Loudest
weakest.
in the week,
Yeah, they
yeah.
say that in the world. God,
Yeah,
the loudest is the
whatever they
weakest.
jacking, they ain't really.
God,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? I don't care about that girl. I don't care about her. Yeah, you do.
I got a precept for you just while you're saying that right there. This is additions to Esther 11 and 8 or 7. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. So yeah, like you were just saying, like man, look, the big tough guy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't ready for that darkness, that thick darkness where you can't even see your hand in front of you. Okay? And all you're gonna hear all kind of noises and things of that nature, and the Lord's gonna let loose, man. So those tough guys, that's why we don't preach that tough guy spirit, man.
I say the mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Exactly.
No,
We preach faith, all right, and being rooted in these words, man, that the Lord has put forth before us, man. But being a tough guy is not going to profit you in that day, man.
It's gonna get you put to death.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna
Yeah,
get you. Yeah,
very
You
quick.
know, and I wanted to get a script back in that up. It says Romans 8:5. It says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be." And ultimately, you know what I'm saying, the mighty man, the tough guy, he's after the things of the flesh. His mind is on, you know what I'm saying, protecting his flesh, you know, or causing harm to somebody else's flesh. You know, he ain't really thinking spiritually, man. You know what I'm saying? He's worried about, you know, getting hurt or whatever the case may be, or something happening to him or hurting somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the main reason, as you were saying, the main biggest problem with tough guys is that their whole mindset is nothing but carnal. They think that it's all in the power of their own hands, right? And that's off.
you're a sicko. You know what I'm saying? You think that you got, nigga, don't you get tired?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
How much power you really got? You get tired, asshole.
So apparently they can fight. He can fight against bullets.
Right.
He can fight, you know what I'm saying? He can fight against all that.
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
But guess who can fight against it? The man of the Lord.
That's right.
You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shut.
Of course.
You know.
God, I want to get this right here, verse 36,
God.
Romans 8 and 36. As it is written, for thy sake, we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter.
So just get ready. Just hey, we are counted as sheep to the slaughter, man. Just remember that we are counted as sheep to the slaughter, as it is written, man. You know.
Tell you that in many different places. Tell you that in the Apocrypha. I will not suffer them to dwell
In the land of Egypt.
And then it even tells you that I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Mm.
And then the Lord calls us the lost sheep, man. A sheep ain't no predator.
Right now, come on, bro.
Sheep ain't no
Yeah,
predator.
they don't have no they don't have no defense mechanism.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they have to have a shepherd. You know.
I mean, hey, what was the Lord Yahushua? What was he like in it? He was
Lamb.
like to a lamb,
Sheep.
and a lion.
Oh, a lamb and a lion. Yeah, that's
See
good.
what I'm
point.
saying?
God, bro.
So he's going. He came humble. All right, as we are right now, he came humble because as the master goes, so you know, so
So
is
a servant.
so is a servant. So he came as a lamb. You know what I'm saying? When he came, all right, and he was slaughtered, all right, on our behalf. But now it's our turn to be the lamb. And this time when he comes back, he's gonna be the lion.
Yep. And guess what? And after we die for him, we gonna come back and we're gonna be lions.
That's right.
That's why I say he that Revelations 2 and 25. Let me get it real quick. This is loud. I know we probably running out of time. I know you got something, Bart. This Revelations 2 and Revelations 2 and you got some more next month? little bit
I
more.
had another one, but you go ahead.
This is Revelations 2 and 25. It says, but that which they have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. You know, so Yahushua, when he come back, you know, and he get his glory, his men, they gonna get their glory, you know. And we gonna, so you might smash on us right now. This little punk, you get to smash on us for a couple seconds. We gonna smash on you for 1,000 years. And 1,000 years in our kingdom, that's gonna feel, man, that's gonna be eternity. And you Edomites, y'all can't get, y'all already bugging out fucking 1 week into COVID-19. You already bugging out. What you gonna do in the kingdom of heaven? We gonna, oh my goodness, man. All you fucking heathen get a chance to smash on us right now, we coming for your ass. So go ahead, Esau, you know, go ahead and roll. You a sodomite, you know, he's scared. You know, like come on with it. You know?
You don't want that, brother.
Yeah,
'Cause
you don't want
he
this
that
smoke.
touch, if you touch the apple of his eye,
Mm.
you didn't fuck with the wrong
Yeah,
ones.
yep,
boy.
you definitely did. You got it, Clark.
Let me get this one in Psalms 23 and 4. It says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." Got it, bro.
Yeah, that's the Christian's favorite scripture right there.
They
They
rock.
love that.
Yeah.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You don't even know what the valley of the shadow of death is, man. We're in the valley of the shadow of death, asshole. Your ass finna really walk through it. All right, when Esau come, when he break out here, your ass is really gonna be in the valley of the shadow of death.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah, 'cause the valley, that's the low place, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be begging for the days of coronavirus.
Good old
That's
days.
gonna be the good old days.
We was in the house, we was chilling, we had a little ham sandwich.
You got coronavirus.
Stupid.
You got something else, boy?
This is a quick one. This is in 2 Timothy 1 and 7.
Oh man, that's the spirit.
Oh, for real?
That's the spirit.
You want to hold that for later?
Nah, go ahead. We probably ain't got that much time left.
It says, "For the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." You got it?
See, it said, you notice it said power in there. You know what I'm saying? So it says of power.
They have
Cause
said power. Power to shut up heaven.
Ooh, Revelation 11. Then on top of this, brothers always think about, flying around like Goku out here, you know what I'm saying, shooting Kamehamehas, KO Cannon and stuff. But on top of that, you got spiritual power mentally. Spirit, if you got power to pray, if you got power to believe, you got power to hold on unto the Lord, that's spiritual power within itself too. To be able to go into this with confidence, all these things that's coming upon the earth, to be able to have confidence, to be like you're gonna overcome it, that's spiritual power within itself.
Ye are gods.
God,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? And like scripture tell you, as a man think himself to be, so is he. So you're gonna be, but you could create your own. Look at us. We done made ourselves men of the Lord out here, man.
God, bro. God.
I got a quick one to
Go
slow
ahead.
back, bro.
Go ahead.
This is Baruch 4:25. It says, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck."
That matches up with Job 25, man.
Mm,
You know what I'm
trying
saying?
to go to wicked is short. God,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So although they, like in the scriptures also tell us not to envy the wicked.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? For not, because you don't know what they're in. Well, truly we do know. But you know what I'm saying? But you understand the point here. Like
They
that.
get a chance to reign over us and do us dirty for the time being.
It's
But
just
don't envy that.
it's for a little season, man. It talks about the little season. So it's like you got some more.
Yeah, kind of. Verse Baruch 4:26, it says, "My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you."
That's the thing about it. Yahweh Shema Shai has brought this upon us for our sins, man. All right. Remember, you're in this situation for what your ass did, man. That's why they say in the world, you do the crime, you gotta do the time. You know what I'm saying? So do the time, man. This, and we at the end of it now. That's just like you finna get out in a week or two, and then you start bugging out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you finna get out. Calm your goofy ass down, man.
Right.
Some of us had a couple of life sentences.
Calm, bro. God. And you making it out of a couple L's, bro? Like, whoa. That's, man.
Jake ain't scared to get locked up neither.
Calm, bro. That's what I'm saying. Jake don't be scared of shit in the world, but they be scared to do something for the Lord. I don't get that. That's sick,
Well, I have to do evil, man. But Baruch 4:29, it says, "For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation."
And that's Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Shai in the host of heaven. And guess who they coming for? Those who suffer, just like Yahweh Shai and those before us have done. Because you gotta remember too, we got brothers in the spiritual realm too. You got the elect in the spiritual realm who already died for Yahweh Shai, who already died, who already finished their course. So don't forget about them too. They accomplished their mission. We gotta accomplish ours too. And they gonna appear back and come scoop up their other brothers, who going through the same thing, It's beautiful. You got something, Samar?
Oh no.
I got one.
All right, I got one too. Go ahead, Samar.
It's Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt the second death."
Woo, God, that's the big thing. Like I was just telling Kabar, you don't want it, bro. You don't want that plague, that Sarah Connor. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just take my little punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like rather than to have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? That second death, that ain't gonna be nothing pretty.
Well, that Edomite that was on the highways and byways, she was like, I know I'm gonna burn anyway.
Oh, she said that?
Oh, hell yeah, she said.
Bro, that was Satan.
She's like,
bro.
I know I'm gonna burn anyway. We're gonna die anyway. And I was like, and I'm looking, I'm like, you don't even know what words that just came out your mouth.
She was a high level demon.
Yeah, that was Satan.
She was naming names and everything.
That's the point, though, man. Fear none of those things thou shalt suffer, man. Don't be afraid of that shit. Don't be afraid of that shit, man. The Lord ain't giving us a spirit of
For
fear.
He is not giving us a spirit.
Yeah,
of
that's
fear.
an unclean
Fear.
spirit. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Ultimately, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
a
If you
demon.
get shaken up and
Mhm.
shit, you gotta rebuke that shit.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
that's just that's an unclean spirit. Because you know these fleshly bodies, they suffer attacks. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, that, not to cut you off, brother. That reminds me of when Peter was like, "No, Lord, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go through that." And he was like,
Oh yeah, God.
he was like, "You the devil."
Oh yeah, He called him Satan. He said, "Yeah, get from behind me, Satan."
Right.
It's definitely some wicked, that's a wicked thought to try to get you out of doing what you're what you're supposed to be doing. That's pure Satan.
Yeah, it definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Satan
oh,
crafty.
so like we
No,
said-
no, I was just saying he crafty as hell.
Yeah, come on, bro. You get it, and then he'll get all in your head like you telling me you gotta die.
Surely you should not
Die.
die.
Oh yeah,
Come
God.
on, bro.
Yeah.
it's that discernment. You gotta
That's
discern
that's
the
why
spirits.
that's why the Lord ain't dealing with a woman. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
See, that's why Satan came
So-
at the woman. He didn't come at the man because he
Uh-huh.
knew the man, especially Yahushua, because Yahushua dealt with these battles all the way going back to Adam.
Mhm.
See what I'm
That's
saying?
right, bro. That's right.
That's damn.
That's heavy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ooh-wee.
That's that Lot's
Yeah.
wife, man.
And
Turning
that
back.
Job, what you say, Smash Lot?
I said that's that Lot's wife, you know, turning back. You know what I'm saying? That's that temptation, man.
Or that's that Job's wife.
That's what I was gonna say, Con.
When she was like,
Curse
you know,
must undone.
curse would die. Come on, bro.
It's crazy.
He said, "Does thou still retain thine integrity?" You know what I'm saying? That was Satan.
Demon.
Yeah, that was Satan on
I
it.
can't imagine somebody say that to me.
All those different times, man. That was Satan trying to get brothers off of their game. You don't have to die, or you. Why would you have to die? Like you're gonna go and
You
die.
gotta go out to the highways and byways again this week?
Yeah.
You gotta go this Saturday? Why every Saturday?
God.
Why can't we spend some time together? That's Satan.
Like, you're gonna go
That's
out there and do
Satan.
a lot with the brothers in the living room.
Cause
Yeah.
he trying to get you to
A
die.
lot with the
Exactly.
brothers.
Yeah, like why do you have to do that?
You don't have
Why
to
do you have to
that.
do that?
Just skip this one.
My son was full of Satan one time. He said, "Dad, you don't have to go out every time, dude." I said, "Boy, you're full of Satan."
Yeah, that's Satan.
You're full of Satan right now, trying to get me. You trying to get us all smoked. Trying to get all our boots smoked.
Like what the Lord say, you know what I'm saying? If you love your father, your mother, your brothers, and your sons, and your daughters more than me, you know, you are not his disciple. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, your wife.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah. Well, that was a good point you made, though, brother. When you was like, we have to. We basically, we can't be getting all weak, man. About this death thing, looking at the death thing, like, oh no,
It's just a transition. Just
Calm your ass
Just getting on the
down, man.
elevator, getting on another
It's just
floor.
it's just a
Get on
transition.
another floor.
That's it.
What so you want to be here? 'Cause that's what it is. You want to be here.
Right. Was I like, okay, you want another 300 plus?
You want to stay? You want to stay in this bitch? That's just like nigga finna get out of prison. Then he just like, this all I know. All I know is the correctional system. I can't go out in the world. What I'm gonna do, man? Get your stupid ass out of prison,
Right.
man.
Morgan Freeman from what's that movie?
Shawshank Redemption. Yeah.
God.
He tried to kill himself.
Yeah, that's sick.
Just because he was free, he tried to kill
That's
himself.
just sick. That's Stockholm syndrome, bro.
God, bro.
You get to the door, you about to get out, you start looking around like, oh, you get sad. They got you on the inside, all in your house, you
That's
sitting
that,
around. You like, I want to go back to Egypt.
Yeah, that's that 230 shit.
Yeah. You're gonna take us here to die? You want to go back to Egypt?
God, bro.
Yeah, see, that's that spirit though.
God, bro.
You gotta
But when-
recognize it.
Yeah, but you see, here it is. When you in prison, you crying every day. I want to get out.
Yeah, God.
Now when you about to get out, now you just like, damn. Well, maybe I should just stay.
Man, I just made story.
Yeah. That's a nice story. Oh shit.
Shit, man, I want to see that. I want to see that.
Like at least when everything was going freely, I was able to.
Just paid all my debt.
That's sick, man.
I got 3 hots and a cot in here.
That's sick, man.
Yeah. Let me get this real quick. This Second Maccabees 7 and verse. Oh, okay, kind. Well, let me hear get this. This Second Maccabees 7 and 14. So when he was ready to die, he said, "Thus it is good being put to death by man, to look for hope from Yahweh, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. You know, so that's the thing about it. We can look forward to resurrection. Esau, you can put us to death. You don't have no hope to resurrection of life, man. You don't have no hope. We got hope, man. You know, and guess what? And then on top of that, we